So good morning to Shakti Flow, and let's take a comfortable seat and get started. Roll the shoulders to the back of the body. Let the elbows feel heavy, hands resting on the lap. And for this morning, tip your chin a little bit up and down and see if you can find some sort of neutral position. And then maybe turn a little tip of your chin left and right and see if you can find a little neutral position. And then tip ear gently, not all the way down, just a little bit to see if you can find a neutral position. Allow the crown of the head to move upward towards the sky as the pelvis and the sitting bones and the tailbone root downward. And then allow the breath to move into the belly, starting right away with this activation of inner alignment, inner awareness. There's 3 phases of, we could call it a yoga posture, but basically anything that we set our intention to do. So it even could be this centering. The first is to find alignment. The second is to recommit or commit to the breath itself. And the third is to let go and let be and trust that your body can find its own homeostasis. As you're exhaling, draw the belly button a little bit back towards the spine, starting to activate the muscles internally. And just noticing the ease and the homeostasis, the balance, when we find these places of alignment and breath. And this idea of letting go and allowing. After your next exhale, you can soften the effort, bring your palms together, holding any intention of why you came on your mat this morning, allowing the class to be exactly what you need. Inhaling here, and as you exhale, hands can release, eyes can open, and shoulders can roll. All right, I love that 3 little phases, and the one about recommitting to the breath. Here's another little piece to that. If you don't commit to something, you can't connect to anything. You got to commit, right? You got to commit. And you'll get distracted by everything. All right, so we're going to start in Tadasana. And you're welcome to use a block. I'm going to encourage a lot of this today with this internal awareness to kind of help us with the external movement. So I'm going to use my block today, drawing the block way up by my upper inner groins and walking the feet inward so they're underneath you. Now let's just play here. So lift the toes. We know how to do this, activating the leg muscles. Gently squeeze the block and see if you can find your pelvic floor. And I don't want you to squeeze the pelvic floor, but just see if you can find that alignment. That'll take you up into the inner part of the core body, deep in the belly. Find that, and then let that start to lift you up, 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 up. I don't like to pull the shoulders back, so just turn the palms forward. That will energetically do it. And then take the crown of the head up towards the sky. Simple Tadasana, but very complicated if we add all these pieces. And I just want you to close your eyes for a minute, and can you sense and feel from the inside of your body what's going on? Taking a moment here just to see if we can find any links that can help us as we move along. Go ahead and open your eyes. Keep the legs activated. Inhale, take the arms up over your head, and then twist to your right taking your arms forward and back. Looking over your back hand, if you can see it, keep the feet and the legs activated. Inhale, come up, and then twist now to your left. Exhale. Stay here for a breath, really working from the inside body. Inhale, come up, and then palms together, sitting in whatever chair you want to sit in to get started. I'm keeping my toes up because I want to stay back a little bit. Find your pelvic floor again. Find your internal awareness. Now I'm going to turn. I want you to bring your arms forward, shoulders on your back, turn the palms up. I want you to squeeze the palms and pull the shoulders back. Reach the arms behind you like you're trying to touch the wall. Keep all of that going and keep working on this internal piece. Inhale, bring the arms up. Twist to the left. Exhale, squeezing black. Inhale, come up and twist to the right. Inhale, come up, and then sitting in that chair again, finding that alignment. And you can put your toes down now and press into the balls of your feet. You can hover the heels. You don't have to lift them. Keep squeezing the block. Reach the arms forward, shoulders on your back. Make the fists and pull backwards, deliberately activating the back body, reaching back. Let's do that one more time. Sitting on heels, reach up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come up, and exhale, twist. Inhale, and sit in that chair. And keep working on the pieces that you need to work on. So sometimes it's squeezing the block, sometimes it's finding the pelvic floor, sometimes it's reaching out through the crown of the head. Could be all of it. Now, wherever your chair is, reach forward. Last time, squeeze the hands, pull back, and reach back. Good. Take a breath here, and then inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, release your hands, and then let's let go of the blocks for a minute. Now, if you have anything around you, I should have told you this before, that can help elevate your heels. We're not going to do it just yet. But I've grabbed my sandbag because it's got a little bit of density to it. But you might use a blanket or a towel that you roll up. It doesn't have to be high. Just keep it near you. All right. So stand with your feet apart. Turn your toes open. Bend your knees. Find that sweet spot, right? Something not too hard. I don't want you to overwork. And then hands on your legs. Lean forward. Inhale, tailbone up, belly opens, heart opens, eyes lift. Exhale, tailbone down, rounding spine, finding that nice action of cat and cow. Inhaling, opening, and exhaling. And inhaling, and exhaling. Finding that nice action. The arms are straight, kind of holding your upper body in place while you move. And the next time you come down, stay there, find neutral spine, twisting towards your right, looking over your right shoulder. Can you push against this left leg a little and drop the hips down just a tad? Find that action. Inhale, come forward and up, and exhale, twist to the now left. So every time we move into something, even if we're moving back and forth, we think about alignment. Inhale, come up, exhale, twist. We recommit to the breath. We move with intelligence and with knowing. So you let go, let be, so that the body can do its magic. Inhaling, come up, and exhaling, twist. Good. Now come to the center. See where you go. It doesn't have to be all the way down, but just see. I can come about here where I feel like I don't want to go anymore. Now, I'm not going to go to the floor. I just want to keep my spine nice and long, and I want you to find those pieces again. Imagine you're squeezing the block, lifting your toes, finding your pelvic floor, lower belly, lengthen through the spine, crown of the head. Now from here, if you feel like you can, take your hands away and bring them to your chest. Big deep squat with all the internal pieces. Inhale, rise up. Good. Exhale. Now just go ahead and turn your feet square. Bend your left knee and reach over and bend over to the right. So my right leg is straight. I want this leg bent on purpose so I have some freedom. And then start to sweep your arm forward and sweep your arm back. Like you're slicing the air, forward and back. Asking your body, like, what does it need? One more time. And then hold here. Keep this straight leg activated. So the way you might do that is to lift your inner arch. Keep sliding the thumb back as you bend the other knee. Release and come on up. Bend your now right knee. Bring your arm up and over and lean over to the other side. Trying to keep this leg really active by lifting your toes or lifting your inner arch so that you don't collapse here. And then slice the air down and slice the air up. Slice the air down. And we're just trying to open up a little bit, taking a longer warm-up period. Hold here. And then bending the knee as much as you like, sliding the thumb back as much as it feels good. Keep the straight leg really strong. Good, one more breath. And then release and come on up. Good, fold forward, halfway down. Spine's nice and strong. Remember, your knees can soften here. Just a warm-up move. I want you to take the arms to the floor, hands to the floor, shoulders to the back body. You're going to row up one side and twist your upper body just a little, but keep your sacrum and your pelvis still. Down, row other side, down, and row other side. Now, if you feel good here, you can bend your knees more and come into more of a squat. And when you do that, if you're doing that, think about your pieces. Big toe might be lifted, inner arches might be lifted. Think about squeezing the inner thighs together. Can you find your pelvic floor in this position? One more time each side, lengthening the spine, crown of the head reaching towards me. Good. Release fingers to floor, soften, let go. Straighten your legs if you like, bend your knees if you like. And then we're going to find our first downward facing dog. So go ahead and plant your hands and step back. Find your nice open fingers. Grip the mat with your fingers. Pedal your feet if you like. And then from here, can you just pause and get still wherever your downward facing dog is? And now find the pieces. So squeezing legs together, pelvic floor engages, lower belly activates, spine gets longer here, crown of the head reaching towards your fingers, not towards the floor. Good. Inhale, come forward, pressing through the balls of your feet to bring you into a plank pose. Nice and slow. Keeping the pelvis lifted will help you keep your core body engaged more. Take a breath here and see, you might notice my shoulders are a little bit back. I feel a little bit tight here, but I'm going to push my heels forward a little and just ask, and then release it. Push heels forward, ask, can I come forward, and then release it. Last time, push forward, and then release it. Knees to the floor. Keep your toes turned under, walk your fingers back towards your knees and come up on your knees, reaching up and find a length here, tailbone under, belly lifted, find your internal body. And then exhale, release, fingers to the floor, hips to the heels, lift off your knees. Stay here for a minute and just ask. Again, we're just talking to the body. What can it do? What does it need? Fingers light on the floor. Unfurl yourself so that your legs are straight. You can stay here or you can go back down, letting your knees get a nice floss. Straighten legs. And you can stay in the straight legs if this bending all the way through doesn't work for you very well. And last one. Soften here in the forward fold. Let go of your head, arms, shoulders. Soften knees as you need. Inhale, come halfway up, lengthening through the spine. Exhale all the way down. Come halfway up again and stay. Now remember those fists from the beginning. Make the fist, palms facing forward, pull back and activate your shoulders. Reach to the wall behind you. Now you should have a nice straight back from here. Push through your feet and stand. And you're back in Tadasana. Pause there for a moment. How does your body feel? A little bit more weight, got a little bit more energy flow. Good. Then relax, let it go. All right, so this is where I want you to get your little elevated thing for your heels. We're going to play a little bit here. So when you do any kind of chair pose or squats, you can put the emphasis on different parts of the body. And in my opinion, most people have really weak quads, which makes really weak knees. So I'm going to take my item and I'm going to put it there so I can step up on it. So my heels are about an inch or so off the floor. Yours can be lower. I wouldn't go any higher because then you're not going to have any good balance. You want the balls of your feet on the floor, but you also want to feel the weight of your heels. Okay? Nice and slow. Bring the arms forward, shoulders on your back, bend your knees and start to sit in your whatever chair. And because your heels are elevated, you'll be able to be upright more. Find the pieces. Legs, pelvic floor, lower belly, spine lengthens. Inhale, come to standing. Take a breath. And then exhale, hands out in front of you. This time, make the fist, pull the elbows back, and reach back behind you. Now try to squat. Keep the shoulders on your back. Keep the reach going. Sit, 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 sit. Where can you go? Inhale, come to standing. Big reach. Exhale, release it. Last one, reach forward, shoulders on your back, sit back. And you'll feel this in your quadriceps a lot. Right around what we'll call the bottom of the quadricep. And then release to the floor, lift your sitting bones high. You'll be able to do that now because your heels are higher. And then drop, can you drop through? Can you? And then can you straighten up? And that's an ask, that's not a demand. See what your body wants to do. And lift. Good. Go back to your squat. Look forward. Reach forward. Bring yourself up. Good. Inhale all the way to standing. And then exhale all the way down. Okay. We're going to let go of that for a minute. Set this off to the side. And let's pick up your light weights. I was with somebody when I was working at my beach house, and she had injured her shoulder a little bit. She wasn't quite sure what. Couldn't do this motion at all. I kept telling her it was her rotator cuff. She said, but it doesn't hurt there. It hurts in my arm. I said, it's your rotator cuff. And so I tried to give her some exercises, but I didn't have enough time to really educate her. So I told her to go to PT. Anyway, rotator cuff's so important with upper body health and strength. If you want to do a push-up, your rotator cuff's got to be nice and strong. So bend your elbows. I do this one a lot because it's really a nice one. Crisscross your hands and open them. And crisscross the other way and open them. So I'm holding the weights so that they're hanging vertically. And I'm trying to keep my upper arms right by my side. Okay? Now we're going to add on here. So here, you can stay here or you can reach away. Elbows come back in and crisscross. And open and reach away. So the reach away is asking more of the deltoid, more of the shoulder. And that depends on your own body mechanics, joint range of motion, if there's any injury. One more time. And crisscross. Now I'm going to ask you to do the same thing, but in a different hand position. So now turn your palms up. You're going to crisscross, open, keep going, crisscross. Now what are your legs doing? Go back to that internal awareness and crisscross. Now we're going to add on the next time. This time we're going to go up. Crisscross, open, push up. Come back down. Elbows by your side. Crisscross, open, and push up. My hands are ending up over my head, palms toward each other. It's a natural movement from my shoulder, and I'm trying to let my shoulder do what it wants to do rather than force it to do something else. And reach, elbows in, crisscross, open, reach, down, crisscross. All right, last one. Reach and down. Good. Release your arms. Roll the shoulders back and round. All right, holding this light weight, don't worry about getting anything harder. We're going to play with stance in the legs. So we're going to start in squat. Start in squat. And you're just going to sit back where you can. Let the weights just kind of hang by your side for a minute. And check in where you are. Like, I'm not down very far. And then come back up. Do that a couple of times. Go, okay, where's my squat? Feels pretty good. And then I want you to take your right leg and step, I don't know, maybe a foot or two back. I'm on the ball of my foot. And I want the weight in both legs. We're going to do the same thing. Can you squat? And can you come up? Now this one is like what I call the squat lunge. It's not really a full squat. It's not really a full lunge. It's kind of in between. But you might notice you've got better range. All right, last one. Step all the way back so you're in a full squat. Eyes are forward, shoulders on your back. Find your internal awareness and go slow. Can you go up and down without pain, with some kind of strength? Last one. And then release. Shake it out a little. So what we did was we worked from the squat, which typically works in the back of the leg and the glutes, and we transferred it around to the front. So start the other side, shoulders on your back, sitting in your squat. Where is it? And I have a pretty limited range of motion because I've got fairly short Achilles tendons and they're super tight. Because when I was a little girl, I walked on my tippy toes all the time. And up. Okay, now take the half step back. So you're on the ball of your foot, but you're kind of in between. And try 3 here. Go slow. You'll see that my back knee can move forward a little bit, but I'm pretty much driving this movement from my front leg. And what I'm looking for here is, can I get a little bit in this back leg, but deep in my front leg action? And then the last one, step all the way back. The scary one, right? Bend the knee, see where you can go. And then come back up. I've got my shoulders stacked right over my hips. I'm trying to slide straight up and down. And up. One more time. All the way down. And all the way up. Great. Step forward and set your weights down. And go ahead and come to the top of your mat. Hands at your heart. Close your eyes for a minute. And without doing anything internally, just notice what you're noticing. And then see if you can start to activate toes up, inner thighs squeeze the block, pelvic floor and lower belly getting engaged. Feel the length come up your spine towards the crown of your head. And when that happens, your shoulders might release. Open your eyes, inhale, rise up. And then exhale, fold forward. Finding that nice release here. Soften knees, releasing head, letting go. Take a breath. Let's find downward facing dog again. Really root down through your fingers, especially your thumb and your first finger. Activating those arms. Remember, you can bend your knees to look for length in the spine. You can straighten one leg at a time, asking for length in the legs. And then find stillness. Remember, the alignment comes first. Then the stillness and connection to the breath. And then letting go, trying not to make anything happening. Allowing the body to do its magic. Inhaling, come forward, lifting your heels to bring you over your hands. And just like we did before, notice where you tend to go, or if you tend to bend your elbows. Straighten the arms a lot. If it's uncomfortable, that's fine. If it's pain, obviously, back off. Pushing forward just a little and then backing away. Pushing forward just a little and backing away. One more time, pushing forward and backing away. Good, knees on the floor. Walk yourself backwards, come up on your knees, big inhale. Good, this time, take your elbows into your back pockets. Reach, 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 chest to the sky, eyes to the sky. Think about the loop, the tailbone reaching forward, the belly lifting up. Good, inhale, come up. And then exhale, hands to the mat. Cat and cow here. Finding your way through that nice range of motion without too much pushing. Just giving yourself a minute. All right. So we're going to go into a little bit of core move here. We're going to take it to the next level. You can, as an option, use your blocks, especially if you've got wrist issues. I'm going to take mine to the second side and hold them. You don't have to do this, but I like it this way, so I'm going to do it this way. And then we're going to come with right knee down on the floor, left leg straight. Make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders and you feel pretty stable. Now we're going to lift this knee up and bring the body away from the floor a little bit on the exhale. So it looks like this, slow. Exhale, lift, knee comes in, body comes up, and then down to release it. Take a breath. Exhale, knee up, and down. Notice how my body's moving. Exhale, lift, up, up, up. Go as high as you can. Push with your arms, and down. Good, now just switch your legs. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So your other leg stays down, straight leg stays down. You're going to exhale, lift from the belly, and then lift the knee up, 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 and back down. Take a breath. Exhale, belly lifts. Then the knee and the body move. Come from the inside. One more time. Exhale, lift. And down. Good. Take your knees wide apart, walk back a little, and just give yourself a moment reaching your hands forward. Feel like you're trying to lengthen through your arms, lengthen through your fingers. Taking just that moment. And then come back forward and release. Okay, so turning your toes under, walk back away from your blocks and curl yourself up. And straighten your legs. Good. Inhale, come halfway up, lengthen the spine. Exhale all the way down, let go, let go, let go. Inhale, come halfway up and stay. Shoulders on your back. Remember, pull, activate the back muscles, reach back, not up, but back, and then just stand so that you're in Tadasana. And again, take a moment here. And then go ahead and take your blocks away. We want to come back to, well, I'll give you the option. So I used my sandbag the first time I did those squats, and it was fairly challenging because my heels were up higher. If I wanted to make it easier, I would put something a little lower down, so you can play with that, right? I've got a blanket right here. I could totally do it with my blanket and it wouldn't be as hard, which I'm trying to be nice to myself, so I'll do that. And then if you're using heavier weights, pick them up. So heels are on the edge of the blanket. Balls of the feet on the floor, shoulders on your back. This time we're going to start to activate the arms a little bit. So turn the palms forward. So think about yourself being in Tadasana here with your legs being active, your pelvic floor being engaged. Right away, especially if you have low back issues, if you do that action, it kind of feels so much better. Shoulders on your back. Now, as we sit slow, I want you to curl your hands to your shoulders, and we're going in slow motion on purpose, and then standing nice and slow, shoulders on your back, squeeze, and then sit and stand. Go where your range of motion says yes. Don't go anywhere where there's pain. Good. Now the next three, we're going to hold at the bottom here. Hands are going to be here. You're going to push up overhead and turn your palms to face forward. Come back to where you were, palms facing backwards. Sit. Push. Down and sit. And push. Last one. Good. Come down and release it. All right, so step off your blanket and walk your feet wide as the mat. Bend your knees and hinge forward. So we were here once before. I had you do this warm-up move. So arms are hanging, but shoulders are not out of the sockets. Pull them up into your body. Rotate one hand up to your ribs and turn that direction, and then down. Rotate up the other way and turn. And down. The more you sit in your legs, the more your legs are going to work. So you decide, do I want to be way down here, or do I want to be up a little? Remember, the legs and the pelvis stay still while the arms move up and down, rotating the upper body. One more time each side. So rotate up, looking in that direction, and down. Rotate up and down. Bring your weights to your chest. Stand. Good. Shake your legs out a little bit. And I'm going to ask you to move your blanket. Pick up your weights again. And we're going to do that three-part action that we did in the beginning. So first is your squat. Shoulders are relaxed. Arms, hands are holding the weights. You're just going to sit. Go to wherever you can go. Try to keep your chest and your eyes forward, and then come up to stand, squeezing. Internal work. Sit down, keeping your awareness, and up, squeeze, and last one. And up, and squeeze. Good. Step back a little with your right foot. We'll do 3 here. So sitting down, like you're going to put the weights on the floor. It's that kind of action. Your body's not straight up, but it's not all the way down either. Kind of in the middle, just like the stance. And up. Now take that last step for full lunge, shoulders on your back, reset yourself. Remember alignment. And then committing to the breath, committing to your own intention, and then allow the body to do its magic. And up. Good. Take a minute. Step. Shake your legs out. Last one. So neutral squat. Shoulders on your back. Make sure your back's active. And you're going to sit down in that squat. And then come back up. Sitting down. And coming up. So slow. We're going super slow on purpose. Spending more time in that awareness. Step back about halfway. 3 here. So we're doing that half squat, half lunge move. Down, slow. You're going to wherever you can go without straining. And then take that longer step, full lunge 3 times. Down and up. Try to keep your chest up this time. We're asking the body slowly to get into this because it is one of the hardest leg movements you can do. And down and up. Good. Step forward. All right, weights down on the floor. We're going to need them in a little bit, so don't take them too far away. And come to that palms forward Tadasana. Take the breath, really feel and sense what's going on. It's important that you feel healthy action, healthy response. Inhale, take the arms up overhead, big reach here, look up, and then exhale, fold forward, soften knees. Inhale, halfway up, lengthening legs, and then down, stepping back into your downward facing dog. Just like we've been doing all along, the downward facing dog can be completely stationary. You can mess with your knees. You can play with the pedaling. Just remember that you're really trying to stay clear with coming from the inside of your body first. Take a breath here, and then take your heels up and start to transfer yourself forward into your last plank. So remember, if your hips drop down, you can disengage really easily, so keep your hips up, and now gently push forward, and then release it. You might notice that you've got more range. It doesn't hurt. Might be a little uncomfortable. Good. And then knees on the mat. Alrighty, so let's take the blocks one last time. And we're gonna do that movement that we did earlier on the one knee. The blocks help you to get more range so you can get more activation. So take your left leg back, holding the blocks so that they're underneath your shoulders. You want to be able to push straight down. On your exhale, your bent knee is going to come off the floor and up, 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 up as far as you can, and then back down. Work from the belly first. Exhale, lift, and then let the knee come up. And then back down. One more. And then back down. Good. Other leg. Last little bit here. Take a breath. Exhale, belly up, and then lift the knee. And down. Exhale, lift. Trying not to bring your knee to your chest, but just straight up in towards your body. And then down. Good. Walk your knees back a little. Take your heels back or hips back towards your heels. Stretch your arms out. So taking that moment to be in symmetry, be in equal balance, breathing. And then slowly releasing. Now the blocks are going to go off to the side. We're going to make our way onto our backs. Once you get down there, I want you to just pause here for a minute, put your knees together and your feet apart. Just let your body find that homeostasis again. It's said that when you exercise or when you do yoga, the body will readjust itself during the action, especially if you give it some stillness to do so. But it will also get stronger later. So make sure when you're done that you've got some good fuel in your body in the form of protein. And give your body what it needs so it can find that balance. Alrighty, so going back to the heavier weights, you're going to need some space around you, which I don't have at the moment. And we're going to take the weights up to the ceiling. Shoulders manage themselves down on the floor. And I want you to take your right arm open towards the floor. And then bring it back up. Now, if that feels too hard, please use your lighter weight. But you're working your chest muscle here and part of your bicep, which both of these muscles are dense, big, and strong. So just see. The only thing that's going to really stop you is if you have a shoulder injury. And you're going one side at a time, On purpose, I want you to pay attention to that inner core, inner leg, inner pelvic floor. Not letting your body get pulled off the side. So everything stays down. Now the next three, do it together. Both arms open and both arms close. Both arms open, nice and slow. Feeling that nice healthy action in your chest and across your arms. Open and close. Now keep your weights closed. They're touching each other. I want you to bring them down to your chest. Push away and then bend the elbows so the weights come by the top of your head. Push straight, elbows by your sides, like you're going to touch the floor with your elbows. But keep the weights at touching each other like they're one piece. And bend and straighten. And keeping your spine nice and long, core body slightly engaged. Right now we're working on triceps, so we didn't do much of that when we were upright. I heard something interesting this morning. Let's do one more. By an Ayurvedic doctor. He was talking about weight gain during the summer and why people gain weight in the summer. And of course, this is not, go ahead and rest your weights down by your side. This is not to say that people don't overeat with ice cream and French fries and all the things. But he was basically talking about our digestion is the weakest in the summer. And the foods that are in season, like lettuce and fresh fruits and vegetables that are growing, are easiest to digest. And if we can eat more of those foods, we will have less bloating, less digestive issues, and less weight gain. And I thought about that. I was like, that's a really nice way to think about eating in the summer. Hands interlaced, draw the knees towards your chest, and stretch out your other leg. Soften shoulder, soften jaw. And then release. So I don't know about you, but, you know, I don't think about that all the time. Even as an Ayurveda, I don't. And, you know, if you're at the beach like I just was, the tendency is you want to have French fries. But those aren't easy to digest, just saying. And then you wonder why your stomach's all bloated. Yesterday, I had corn on the cob for dinner. And my stomach, I looked like I was 4 months pregnant later. I was like, what? And then bring both knees to your chest, give them a little hug. Yeah, why is that? Because corn is hard to digest. And then release. All right, so if you want to use a block now, you can. You're going to put it between your legs like we did in the beginning. We're going to work on bridging. And if you want to use your weights, you can. And I will show you what we're going to do. So this time, if you're using two weights, I want you to put them together as one and hold them like one. If you can just use one weight also. And then you're going to bring your weights up towards your ceiling, right over your chest. Push through your feet and lift your pelvis up. So you're in bridge here. Lower your pelvis and reach your arms back behind you. Lifting up pelvis, bringing weights back to center. You can do this without the weights at all, and you can just do the legs. I like both of these actions together. We're working lats, a little bit more of the shoulder and the tricep. The lats intersect with the erectors of the spine, which go down towards the lower back and glutes, right? So really important to try to get all this activated. Now, when you're pulling the weight up, think shoulders down your back. We're only going to do one more. Think shoulders down your back. Good, weights down, bottom down, and then let your weights come off to the side again. Taking your block away, bring your right knee to your chest and left leg down again, just like we were. Now this next part is your choice. You can lift your head up away from the floor and lift your foot away from the floor. You can always take your hand to the back of your head if that's something that your neck needs. And we're going to switch 5 times. So 1, 2, nice and slow, 3, 4, and 5. Rest. Give this knee a little hug. Stretching right leg a little bit longer. Take a breath, and if you're joining me, lift your head up, lift your leg up, and we'll switch 5 more times. Don't suffer. If this is hard for your neck, you can always do one hand. Okay? Trying to think about this core activation. And 5. Good. 2 knees to chest. Give them a little hug. And then feet down. I want you to turn on your right side like you're going to just lay down on your right side. Some of us are going to need blocks or pillows or something between the legs. Arms are out in front of you. Head is on the floor or under a pillow. You're going to take your left arm up, open, open, open. And when you get to this edge where you can't go anymore, take your right hand and stretch it forward on the floor so that your left shoulder has more freedom. If your top leg is way up off the floor or off the other leg, please take your block or a bolster, put it underneath your bottom leg so you've raised the floor up. Now I want you to breathe into your left side. Feel the left shoulder, left chest. Letting go. Remember alignment. Connecting to breath, committing to breath, committing to your own intention and action, and then letting go, letting be. Take one more breath. And then allow yourself to come, your left hand come back around, so you're resting on your right side, and then let your whole body come back on your back body. And then you're just going to do the other side. So for me, I know I need this block. I'm going to roll over to my left side. And then my hands are out in front of me. I want to take my right arm up now, open like a big door. And then when you get to this place where you're like, oh, I can't go anymore, take your left hand and scooch it forward. And you're going to feel your right shoulder release. And then you're going to breathe. So ideally, the shoulder's on the floor. You don't want to overwork or overpull or overstrain the shoulder. That's why you put the block underneath your knee or in between your legs. And you're breathing down to the right side. Taking that moment just for stillness. Take one more breath. And then as you exhale, take this right arm up and around so you're laying on your left side. This time though, instead of laying on your back, come to your belly. And come up into Sphinx pose. Walk your feet a little bit wider so that they're not close to each other. And I want you to take a breath, and as you do that, imagine you're going to get longer. So maybe pull a little bit with your arms, and then as you exhale, look over your left shoulder, twisting your upper body. Can you see your left foot? Inhale, come forward. Think about the crown of the head getting longer, and then exhaling, looking over your right shoulder. Can you see your right foot? Pubic bone stays anchored, pelvis stays anchored. Exhale and twist. Inhale and exhale. One more each side. Lengthen when you come to center, crown of the head, nod the chin, and then twist and look over your shoulder. Your whole upper body is moving here, not just your head. Good. And then come to center. Release your right hand underneath your forehead. Bring your legs a little closer together. Bend your left knee and reach back for that left foot. Pubic bone towards the floor, activate those inner pieces. So it feels like you're squeezing your legs, but you're not moving them. Pubic bone down, lift the pelvic floor, lower belly, lengthen through the crown of the head. And then if you've got freedom there, then you can pull your foot towards your buttocks, but don't let go of those other pieces. We did a little bit of quad work today, so your legs might be a little tender. That's why we're spending some time stretching them. One more breath. Slow and careful, release it. And then just switch out your hands. Bending your right knee, reach around to your right foot. Once you get a hold of your foot, legs are ideally in line with your body. Pubic bone comes to the floor. Find that engagement. Take that engagement all the way up the spine so you feel like the crown of the head is reaching forward. And then if you've got any range, you can start to bring the foot towards your buttocks. Go to a nice, healthy action without losing your internal awareness. And then go ahead and release it. Good. Push away from the floor. Come back into child's pose. Knees are open. Arms can do whatever you like. So you can have your arms over your head, resting underneath your forehead, down by your side. I want you to take a minute here. And then as you feel ready, I want you to come forward and move yourself into Shavasana. Lying on your back. Maybe covering yourself up. It's getting warmer, so we're less likely to do that. And I usually keep a really light silk shawl in my office. So for me, I can cover myself up and I'm not warm. You have an eye pillow, use that to cover your eyes. And we'll take the last 3 to 4 minutes just to rest. Once you stop moving, take that breath. And as you exhale, allow your body to soften into whatever shape you're in. Becoming still, quiet, letting go, letting be.
Take a longer and deeper breath. Slowly starting to come back to your body, gently stretching fingers and toes, arms and legs. And bending your knees as you feel ready. Maybe giving them a little hug. And then we're going to roll over to a side and pause. And as you feel ready, you can find your way to sitting. And as you sit for a moment, become aware of that focus that we had today, the connecting to the alignment. And that can mean your physical body or your mental body. Committing to the breath and the intention and the effort. And then letting go, letting be, allowing. Bring the hands together, namaste. Thumbs touch the breastbone, gently bowing the head. And gratitude for our time together on the mat. This practice that we call yoga. Our deep body wisdom and guiding light. May our light always shine brightly, and may we always see the light in each other. Namaste.